It's time for another carrier product update. Tune in as we talk directly to the carriers about their new plans, any new network options they have, or which plan designs offer the most savings, and learn about the tools and resources they offer to help you generate more business. Visit our website to learn about all of the carriers we quote in our Carrier Product Update series.
Good morning and welcome back to the first installment of our Spring 2023 Carrier Product Update series. I'm Jason Powers and I'm joined today by Daryl Robinson of Aetna. Thank you so much for coming back.
Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us back.
Man, it seems like it wasn't that long ago, but I mean, it was almost 5 or 6 months ago that we did the refresher of the Aetna AFA product. We had a great conversation here recently that led me to say, hey, we probably ought to do this again. There's some new stuff that we need to talk about.
Absolutely.
So,
Always some good updates to share. So
yeah, we appreciate you coming back. Yeah,
no worries.
Well, hey, I'm Jason Powers with Legacy Brokers. If you're not familiar with Legacy Brokers, and we've got some new faces in the crowd here, so allow me to introduce you to who we are. We are a health insurance general agency. We work with independent agents in the market to really help support your business efforts and your business model as an insurance agent. We do that throughout the country. We've up to 31 states with more than 70 producers across the country. We've got various relationships with insurance carriers, vendors, and partners out in the market that help us deliver great service to you. Our focus is really on the group health side. We do specialize in self-funded, but we also market ancillary and fully insured products. Essentially, we run your quotes. We help you analyze the quotes. We help you with the sale of that proposal. We can help you service the case, and we'll help you renew the case. All the things except knocking on the door and talking to the prospect. So always one step behind or side by side with you. We've always got your back. Other than carrier product updates, we also have various events throughout the year where we actually teach continuing education courses. So you may have attended one of our CE courses in the past. All of our events are available on our website. You can register for any of those events today and get the appropriate links so that you can attend in the future. After today, our recording for this Aetna presentation will be on our carrier side. Under our carrier page, you can get a link to the update we did in September there, Daryl.
Yes.
You can also, if you've got a case that you want to take a look at Aetna right now, you can click that button to speak to an expert. After we post this recording, you'll be able to go through and review some of the timestamps of the key highlighted materials that we're going to be talking about today. You can see a little bit more about who we are as a general agency. In fact, the best part about our relationship with Aetna is we are a contracted general agent, so we cost you as a producer nothing. We support everything that you do as a producer, and we're an extension of Aetna's sales team, so very much a partnership.
Absolutely.
You can also get all your marketing materials for Aetna right there on our page. We'll post additional materials that are relevant to today's presentation, and most importantly, we want to get your Aetna quote requests. So if you've got a case right now that you're wanting to take a look at Aetna, be sure to download those materials and reach out to our office. We'll get started right away. So you're here for our spring update. This came out of we always do a spring update, but this kind of came out of a conversation that we had with your team, Daryl, about some things going on the Aetna side, and we're excited to get going.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I know you put together a little agenda for us to kind of walk through some of the updates and things that we have going on, and I'm happy to be here to share.
Yeah, really the main thing I wanted to touch on is some of the stuff that it might be an update. It might just be things that have grown, like the PureFit has grown tremendously. Some of the things that might be going away on the Attain side, but things that might be replacing at the virtual care. But before we get started on that, I think maybe just a quick overview of the AFA product, what it is and who it fits.
Yeah.
I think agents out there often maybe kind of look at Aetna as, well, it's more the larger group space, and that's not true. In the last
that's not true.
5 years, I think.
Easy.
Easy,
5 to 6 years. The concept of what we call level funding, so our product, Aetna Funding Advantage. That's where we get the acronym AFA. So it is, excuse me, it is our approach toward supporting small business with the introduction of the Affordable Care Act, this level funding product, which is technically a self-funded legal contract, really that we offer allows for the employer to be underwritten based on health risk. So none of the sort of community rates offered by ACA. And that opportunity allows for employers that have a healthy population to simply get a better rate for offering health care. That's really the fundamentals of it. And we offer great protection in terms of our contract. I think we certainly offer one of the leading contracts relative to protecting the employer versus our competitors. And so, keeping that premium payment, as we call it, right, the cost level stable. That's where we get the name level funded.
Sure.
Because the cost per month doesn't vary except for the employee enrollment. And there's the concept of stop loss, and we can certainly get into all those details if time would warrant that. But at the end of it, what it means is employers are protected. When we give you a quote and we say, hey, here's the total estimated cost based on your enrollment, then if claims exceed that employer is protected.
Yeah.
We don't come knocking on the door saying, hey, you owe us extra money because
no cash
so-and-so had $100,000 surgical procedure. And so that employer is protected. If their claims perform better than what we might have estimated, the benefit is we share in the surplus. So there'll be some money coming back to that employer if their claims run better than what our underwriters might have estimated. And so that really is the beauty, along with the opportunity to get reporting in the fully insured days prior to ACA, and even with ACA, employers often ask, where's my money go? How is this money being spent? Yeah. With level funded opportunities, you don't have to ask that because you have access to claims information that allows you some insight into here's how the money that we're collecting is being spent on claims. Now, depending on the size of the group, obviously there's always a level of detail that's not available because of privacy concerns and what have you. But
can't tell me that Kimmy's the one that has
never going to state a specific person, but you can get insight to say this is how much is being spent on pharmacy claims. This is how much is being, what we call in the business utilization data. Right.
It's insightful too,
and it's insightful.
Helps drive conversation if you're a consultant trying to talk to a client.
Particularly if you're a consultant and you are, on the unfavorable side, trying to explain why, the renewal increase might be what it is, or why they're not getting any surplus return. Those are helpful things. And if they're getting surplus return, it's also helpful, but it's on the favorable side where they're looking at the money coming back into their checking account and everyone's happy.
Well,
and now
you've got some great features built into the product that we'll go through with guaranteed surplus.
Yes. And we can touch on that.
Credits.
That's correct.
But the thing that I think a lot of agents may not realize is that Aetna goes down to 2. We'll go down to 2 enrolled in this AFA product. So this is not an ACA. It's not a community rated product. It is underwritten. So you've got to do apps.
That's right.
But you can go down to 2 enrolled, and participation wise, we can go down to 30%.
Yes.
Which is incredible. I think that speaks to Aetna's, desire to really be a partner in that small group space.
Absolutely. It really is all about supporting small business, and we've done well with that. We've expanded. We've shown some flexibility, some innovation, and I think we offer a good quality product that consultants and producers ought to be looking into as they try to help their clients.
And it's so as if Aetna's brand name is not enough. And you and I have been talking about this for the last couple of years. The CVS Health acquisition of Aetna brings together two really strong brands.
Absolutely.
Not only in the insurance space, but in the healthcare space.
Correct.
That just really rounds out the product portfolio. The small group AFA product now going 2 to 100 in that AFA space.
Yes.
And then the fully insured really kind of separate in that 51 plus space.
Correct.
But the CVS Health brand, and we continue to see that kind of get wrapped around the Aetna product portfolio with
Yes.
Some new stuff that we've got coming in the virtual care space. Not only just medical, right? We can do dental, we can do vision.
Absolutely.
And there are cross-sell opportunities there.
Correct. So a number of things we could talk about from the medical side. Given the slide that's up now, we can certainly talk about, when you're adding an additional line to the medical plan, the cross-sell opportunity that's there. And we've had that available on the AFA product, and we've enhanced that toward the end of 22, coming into 2023. But we've also made a change that I just want to point out here specifically on this slide. When you're looking at the bottom, the Aetna Funding Advantage, as well as the fully insured 51 to 100, the so-called, what we refer to them as admin credit or admin fee credit, is based on those cross sales. So if you add dental, you get an extra $200 admin credit in addition to the medical admin credit that's already available. So it's what we call stackable, right? So when you have the medical sale, you're getting an admin credit. If you have the dental or dental and vision sale, you simply add more admin credit on top of that, and that's per subscriber, and that's applied on the first invoice.
That's incredible. So, Rick, if you could go to the next slide for me there, we'll talk us through this CVS Health.
Sure.
This was something in September we talked about. It's
Absolutely.
coming.
It's coming, yeah.
And now, then we talked here a couple weeks ago. It's here.
It's here.
It's here.
That's right.
So
that's right.
we started noticing plan codes. So I get a lot of questions from agents about, well, what do all these plan codes mean? So it's V22.
V22.
V22. When it shows V22 in the plan code, that means it includes.
That means it includes this benefit, which is now active for all members, with that plan code design V22, and it's very exciting. Clearly, during the pandemic, I think it was clear that digital delivery, virtual delivery of healthcare proliferated. We were already moving in this direction, and I think the pandemic simply accelerated that. And so we are fully embracing that, and CVS Health has built out its proprietary platform for delivering virtual care and virtual primary care. So virtual care will essentially be sort of the virtual delivery of pretty much anything you can get at a Minute Clinic currently in person.
Yeah.
And you can swap between the two. You can clearly walk into a Minute Clinic and get access to care in person, and that's still the zero cost, low cost, depending on if you're on an HSA. And now you have virtual care options to do that virtually and at the same, zero cost, right? And then we have CVS Virtual Primary Care.
That's different, right?
That's different.
A lot of conversations we have about telehealth. I've seen presentations agents put together in open enrollment meetings where they talk about telemedicine.
Sure, yes.
Virtual care. And
Absolutely.
one of the caveats is always, hey, this doesn't replace the need
Primary
for
care,
a
exactly.
relationship with a primary care physician, but
Correct.
this does.
Well, it's still a relationship with a primary care physician. It's just virtual.
Right.
It's just based virtually. You still have a care team, a physician-led care team supported by a clinical team of a nurse practitioner and a registered nurse, and there's a pharmacist available within that care team. So this is all proprietary to CVS Health. We own those physicians and what have you that are delivering that care. I think the main key is access because you can go through the member website, you can go through the app to access your virtual care opportunities. And another key highlight is that if you find yourself in need of having an in-person visit, you can transition.
Sure.
So you're not, as a member, locked in to choosing one rail or the other rail, one corridor or another corridor, and you're locked into that. You can switch between the two if your care needs call for that. And so that, I think, is what makes our offering stand out.
Yeah, it's the next level. It was inevitable. I mean, there was a lot of conversation over the last few years. Like you said, the virtual has been the utilization for virtual has just gone through the roof.
Yes, it has.
But again, the challenge out there has been, but it doesn't really replace the primary. This gives that multiple outlets for individuals to get care on a virtual
that really
basis.
just simply reflects the strategic vision for CVS Health, right? It's all about making access to care easier. And we're trying to combine all available assets under the Aetna brand and broadly the CVS Health brand, obviously, as the enterprise, to make that happen.
Sure. It's fantastic. And I look forward to seeing more of the CVS brand, sort of enveloping the Aetna product. I mean, it makes sense. It was something that we knew was inevitable, and I think some of the things that we see, I think we talked. There's not a like we can't really talk about too much of the detail, but we do know that the current Attain program will be sunsetting. We'll talk about that. But PeerFit's another product inside the Aetna AFA platform that is available to individuals that are insured by Aetna's AFA product. Rick, if you could flip to the next slide for me.
Yeah.
So this is one that I have tried to talk to agents about, but we kind of glossed over it in the last few years because the network of gyms and studios was just getting started.
Sure.
And so it was, we got this PeerFit thing on there, but you might have to nominate your favorite gym or nominate your studio. And to my surprise here this year, when we started digging into it a little bit more, we found that the maps that you see there on the screen are 3 different metro areas. We've got Kansas City, St. Louis, and Houston, just for example,
fabulous.
Showing showing the density of the PeerFit network. And what this is essentially the ability for a member to go out,
a subscriber. So PeerFit is available only to the employee enrolled in the health plan.
Yeah. But they can go out, they can create their PeerFit account, choose the studio or gym that they want to attend or belong to, reserve a class, or in some cases reserve a membership, buy a membership, monthly membership to that gym, and then show up and work out.
Yes.
And from what I can tell, it's 40 credits per month
40
for
credits
the subscriber.
per month. Correct.
And in some cases, when they go out to Rick, if you could pull up the browser here. So this is a list just right here in Lenexa. If you scroll down for me, Rick, all of the gyms. If you're familiar with this market, look at the names. Genesis. You've got I think I saw 68 Inside Sports on there. You've got Rise. You've got Lenexa Rec Center right down the street from our office. KC Fit, yoga studios, Blush Boot Camp. These are all martial arts.
Local.
It's not just. I mean, I think the first time we looked at it back during the pandemic, it was limited to a lot of yoga studios.
Sure, yeah.
And it was, it's not really interesting to me. I need yoga. I need to learn
maybe
to
not
stretch.
personally, but that's where PeerFit is based out of Florida, and so they're constantly reaching out to independently owned studios as well as some of the more national brands, trying to recruit and gain interest in becoming available to their members. So PeerFit is a partner with Aetna. It's not a Aetna or CVS owned asset by any stretch, but it does allow us to have this value added sort of wellness component included in our AFA or Aetna Funding Advantage product.
I got to tell you, the first time I looked at it, I thought, well, sure, you might be able to get some credits, but it probably isn't going to cover the whole membership.
Sure,
and what
yeah.
I found when I started digging into
40
it,
credits can go a
40
long
credits
ways.
goes a long
40
ways.
credits. Now, it's all based on local pricing,
Sure.
right? So your 40 credits here in Lenexa, Kansas might be different than someone's 40 credits in New York or
Sure.
wherever, right? So just keep that in mind. But so it's all relative, as they say.
Yeah.
But 40 credits is powerful. The 40 credits do not carry over, right? So it's a use them or lose them kind of thing each month. But that bucket is filled every month, and you can use those 40 credits for. They don't even have to all be dedicated to one studio, right? You could, if you like Pilates and yoga, and you want to use your 40 credits between two different studios, you're welcome to do that. You are allowed to purchase more credits if you so choose. If you feel like you're running out of your 40 credits per month and you really want to take that extra one class, a user can purchase 40 credits. Now, credits that a user purchases on their own, they do last for up to 60 days. And now they will still expire after 60 days, but at least they're there for up to 60 days. Whereas as a part of the value added offering, the 40 credits that you're given as part of the program do expire every month. So I would say use as many as possible and enjoy yourself, and it gives you lots of latitude to go find what you like. There's online offerings, there's in-person offerings.
Yep.
It's quite a robust platform, and it continues to grow. And if there is an independent local studio that you're PeerFit still till this day does take nominations, so you simply go online under your member profile and nominate a studio, and PeerFit would call that studio owner and see if they were interested in becoming part of the PeerFit platform.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and maybe I am spoiled by the Kansas City market because the 40 credits does stretch a long way. It
Sure.
not only gives you the maybe a monthly membership to a facility that also includes the classes they offer, not just the
Absolutely.
membership, but includes the classes they offer.
Correct.
But you can also then go maybe maybe you want to join a karate studio, or you want to join a yoga studio, or just have classes 1 or 2 times a week.
Correct.
You have the ability to do that through the PeerFit.
Lots of flexibility.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a benefit, a value-added benefit that should be sought after, excuse me, and encouraged by employers.
Absolutely. So then we talked a little bit. I kind of briefly mentioned it, and this was in one of the most recent newsletters. Is that
Yes.
Attain is going to be sunsetting? It's not gone yet. So
It's
if
not
you've
gone
got
yet.
groups that are currently using Attain and racking up points, they can still do that. The discontinuation schedule's there. I know that. I feel confident in saying that Aetna is going to be replacing this with something similar.
I'm sure, yeah, that we'll be working on some sort of other wellness activity, sort of benefit that we'll create. I don't know what that is.
Sure.
I don't want to speculate, even, to be honest with you. But yes, Attain is sunsetting. So for any cases that were sold for 1/1/2023, the real key is sort of the bring your own watch and the earn your watch feature.
Sure.
Is available through the end of the year. However, whatever balance is there at the end of the year, the member needs to ensure that they're prepared to be responsible for
Sure.
whatever balance that might remain after the Earn Your Watch program ends at the end of the year. But you still have several months to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And offset the cost of an Apple Watch.
Absolutely. So then we teased about the admin fee credits and the guaranteed surplus, but I want to commend Aetna for look. It was a kind of a fourth quarter teaser, guaranteed surplus thing, but this got extended, and that was exciting. That was one of the.
Absolutely.
I think that was one of the things that I said we got to talk about this.
We gotta
'cause
talk about it.
I don't think
Guaranteed surplus.
I don't think a lot of agents knew when they're getting quotes. Getting underwritten quotes from us on the Aetna product, the Aetna AFA product, there is sort of this schedule of how much of that surplus is guaranteed to come back at the end of the year.
Correct.
And that could be a tremendous upselling opportunity.
Yes. Let me say from the start, surplus, the prospect of surplus should not be the absolute reason you seek a level funded contract.
This is
okay?
true. This is true.
So really it's about the data reporting and the insight that you get about your claims and how the money's actually being spent. But the prospect of surplus ought to be talked about.
Absolutely.
And I'm confident in saying we lead the pack in the percentage of our groups that are eligible to receive surplus. And I believe we lead the pack in overall average surplus amounts, which I believe are topping $8,000 for our average surplus across our entire book of business, but that's still substantial. And we have over 50% of our groups that are eligible for surplus. And so we think we're doing it right in terms of how we're pricing the business, in terms of how we're even using the concept of surplus, because there's a lot of carriers out there that'll talk about potential surplus, and the number of groups actually experiencing a surplus is minimal at best. And I'm proud of the fact that we can confidently speak to the fact that surplus is a real opportunity with the Aetna brand.
Sure, and we talk about that in some of our self-funding classes when we talk about actually comparing and contrasting two level-funded products. Mm-hmm. You've got to look at that number.
Yes.
Again, the prospect of a surplus doesn't mean anything if the fixed costs are so heavily loaded that there's really no chance
that there's
of getting
no
anything
real
back.
chance of getting a surplus.
But the guarantee, for example, here 5 to 9 life case. Even if they blow up and have a bad claims year, guaranteed to get $1,000.
Guaranteed to get $1,000 back. That's what
right?
A guaranteed surplus means.
You've got to, an agent. I think this actually came up on a recent case. I was talking with an agent here recently about an Aetna quote that they were presenting against a competitor.
Sure.
And the selling point over that competitor was, well, over here they're guaranteeing the surplus, and over here. If you run and you all these things, so that guaranteed surplus obviously is tied to the renewal. They do have to renew the case in order to get that guaranteed surplus back, and it's calculated in that 90 to 150 days after the renewal.
Absolutely, good point. Yeah.
And so not just the guaranteed surplus, but then the admin fee credit was something else that we saw in the fourth quarter that rolled over. I'm quite pleased to see this
into 2023.
Into 2023, and this goes all the way through June 1st effective dates.
Correct.
And this is another one that I think we had a same agent, same kind of proposal we were talking through. Not only did the guaranteed surplus be a selling point, but the admin fee credit, which shows up on the second bill.
Yes.
And this goes back to your stackable comment. So
yes.
These are each independent credits that could be stacked on top of each other.
Correct. Not all of them are available to be stackable, but yes, several of them are available to be stackable. And so, you look at general new business, $300. If they're currently level funded, it's an additional $200. Now you're already at $500 per subscriber of admin credit on an AFA case. Let me just make two quick technical points here. One is that this we'll have to get you an updated slide, because the 2% medical rate discount on the cross sale, if you go back to the cross sale slide, got converted to a $200 admin credit per subscriber. For dental and vision, it's a $225 admin credit per subscriber. So the medical rate discount portion is no longer valid. So I did want to clarify that while we have this slide up. And on the 51 to 100, we now also have for 51 to 100 fully insured. This slide really speaks to AFA.
Sure.
But on fully insured business, we do now have a $300 per subscriber front end admin credit as well. The note I want to make on the fully insured is that because the state oversees fully insured business, the admin credit tops out, the maximum can only equal 1 full month of premium on the fully insured side. Whereas on the AFA business, if your admin credit exceeds your first invoice, we'll keep applying that admin credit until it's exhausted. On the fully insured side, it maxes out. There's a cap where the admin credit can only be equal to a full a full month of premium. So technical points, but I wanted to make sure I stated them.
Yeah. So there's that 51 to 100 fully insured admin credit.
Exactly.
So 300
I'm
per
sorry,
subscriber.
I guess I jumped ahead a little.
No,
bit.
that was good timing.
Since we were on admin credit, I'm like,
But
let me get it all out.
They can stack the 200 for if they add the dental, stack 225 if they add dental and vision.
Yeah, so you could be looking at $525 per subscriber for medical, dental, and vision.
Wow. That's a big credit.
That's a big credit.
Big credit. And it shows up on, again, same thing, shows up on their second invoice.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the late submissions that come in for an April 1 effective date that don't get finalized till April 15th.
Exactly.
Probably going to be on that June statement.
Probably be on a later statement. Yeah. So please do keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Daryl, I got to tell you, I appreciate you coming out and giving our agents a quick update. I know you are a very busy man, and Aetna, in talking to Kim, you guys are just killing it over there, and things have been great this first quarter. We enjoy being a part of that, and appreciate your support.
No, we appreciate yours. So we appreciate the partnership, and thank you for your work as a general agent.
Thank you for watching this edition of our Carrier Product Update series. Visit our website to watch other episodes.